Hello and happy Monday. I hope you all had a lovely weekend. So this week I am thinking about boundaries. I'm going to be on this topic for the whole week, and I'm going to be going into it a lot more in Wednesday's live session. I'm going to be looking at the different types of boundaries and the ways that we can implement boundaries into our life. But I just wanted to just start off by having a think about the importance of boundaries and what that means, and kind of like what boundaries mean to me, really. Because boundaries can, I think, to some people feel maybe like abrasive, or feel like if somebody if somebody has good boundaries, and you are maybe not so good at boundaries yourself, then that other person's boundaries might feel a little bit guarded. They might seem a bit aloof. They might seem a bit firm. And if that is the case, and I speak kind of like from my own experience here, really, as somebody who in the past has not had very good boundaries, and how I experience somebody else with good boundaries, or how I used to experience somebody else with good boundaries, would be kind of like a little bit, I would take it a bit personally. It would make me feel a bit like, oh, that was a bit rude. But then there'd be another level of it. There'd be another side to it, which would make me think, oh, I kind of quite respect that person having good boundaries, having a good the ability to say no with ease and without guilt or worrying about the repercussions. And it's a really interesting, I think it's a really interesting conversation to have. And I've been thinking about it a lot lately. And that's why I want to be doing this in a lot more detail on Wednesday when we do Wednesdays live. But boundaries essentially are really important. Like, I talk about confidence all the time. Like, I'm absolutely mad about supporting my clients, predominantly women, to raise their confidence, to feel better about themselves, to create a successful life for themselves with their relationships, with their work, with their family, raising that confidence in themselves and being able to, have the life they deserve, and spread that around. And having good boundaries is a really important part of confidence. Actually, I think when you are able to have good boundaries, when you are able to say no, when you are able to define your space, and you are able to know what feels okay and what doesn't feel okay, and be okay with that, is very confidence boosting. Very, very confidence boosting indeed, actually. And that also feeds into self-care and looking after yourself and knowing what feels right, not doing the things that don't feel right, but also prioritizing self-care and carving out time for yourself and making sure that you are looking after yourself in order that you look after your physical and emotional well-being, but also that you are caring for your loved ones, that you are showing up the way you want to show up, that you are resilient, that you are strong, that you are giving your best in your work, to your clients, to your team, to, whatever else. Like, it's all of these things tie in so much together, which is why it's so important to talk about them. And it's so important. I mean, gosh, like, my head is whirring because there's just so much stuff that we could talk about here. So that's, like I said, that's the topic for the week, boundaries. I would love to know your thoughts, like any areas in particular that you struggle with. Maybe you might like to send me a direct message so I can hit on some certain topic points for you when I do the longer session on Wednesday. But really just to identify that boundaries, self-care, confidence, people-pleasing, healthy relationships, healthy communication. I mean, all the stuff that I talk about all the time, I feel so passionately about. They are all so incredibly interlinked. And when you start working on one and fixing one, then they all slot together, like it snowballs. They all affect each other. And so, people sometimes ask me, well, what is it? What is your speciality? Like, I'm a former social worker. I'm a Relate trained therapist. I work a lot with women, mums, around confidence. We talk about health. We talk about parenting. We talk about sex. We talk about communication. We talk about exercise, because really the fact of the matter is that once you work on yourself and you work on your confidence, everything around you starts to improve. Your bank balance improves because you know that you are worth more. You know that you're worth more financially. You put yourself forward for promotion more. You get seen more. You speak up for yourself. You have a better relationship with your partner because you are feeling good about yourself. Your sex life improves. You start taking care of your body. You start watching your alcohol intake or the food that you eat. You are a healthy role model to your children. Like it all just goes together. So the answer is I do all of it because the common denominator will always be you. And once we work on you, everything else falls into place. So join me on Wednesday to be talking more about boundaries. And like I said, if there's anything that you want me to touch on in particular, or you've got any questions about how we can work together, please do drop me a direct message. And but don't think my Calendly link is working very well at the moment. It works well externally, but it doesn't seem to be working well on Facebook. I haven't checked it on LinkedIn. Anyway, drop me a direct message and we'll get talking. All right. Have a great rest of the day. Take care.